just a RDL movement or a hip hinge movement where you're unlocking the knees, hinging your hips back, loading up your hamstrings. Now, I don't want you to have straight legs on this hinge, but I also don't want you to bend your knees too much. So what we're really trying to emphasize here is just loading up the hamstrings as much as possible and loading up the hips while we're performing that hip hinge movement and keeping the spine neutral. My chin's tucked in, so I have one straight line from the top of my head down to my tailbone. So from here, I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna grab the barbell in like a alternating grip position, okay? So throughout the set, or even halfway through your set, you can switch grip so you're kind of working each side evenly. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna come down, alternate hand grip, grab onto that barbell, stand up with it. So you're gonna stand up straight, you're gonna lock it out, you're squeezing your glutes and your abs, and then from here you're just gonna bring your hips back. All right, you're really gonna sit back on this and use this as a counterweight. Try to get that barbell to the floor so you're really loading up the hamstrings as much as possible, and you're feeling a big stretch in them. And from here, you're just gonna push to the floor and stand up tall. And just come down, tap the floor, and then right back up. Now, based on your hip mobility and your hamstring mobility, you may have to go a little bit wider if you can't get down to the floor. So by increasing the width of your feet, that will make it easier to actually make it down to the floor. So this will just be unique to you. Try to start it out at more of a hip width stance. And if you can't get all the way down to the floor, or maybe you're having a hard time hinging all the way in that movement, try getting a little bit wider, and you're going to go through the movement more like a sumo stance.